Alright guys, I don't want to see any comments on this video about Bonanza mode. This video has absolutely nothing to do with Bonanza, so thank you. Anyways, today I want to talk about two towers that are horribly overrated. I think way too many inexperienced players use these towers without realizing, in fact, how bad they are, and that is the Ninja and the Wizard. A lot of players claim these to be the best towers in the game, when I come across 11 different opponents using the Ninja or the Wizard or both in Moe Pit, and I could just raffle stomp them pretty much every game. Actually, no, every game without exception. It's crazy how easy it is to beat an opponent using Ninja and Wizard. If you're unsure how to do that, well, I'll be showing you guys. But first, I want to talk about why exactly the Ninja and the Wizard are so bad, but at the same time, why a lot of people are gravitated towards them, like why a lot of people think the Ninja and Wizard are good. The Wizard, for starters, is a pretty cheap way to beat Camel Leads. You can just get the 0-2 upgrade and for about $1,000 pop Camel Leads, which are apparently a big deal to some newer or inexperienced players. I mean, that's fine, you know, it's a good way to get past the lower ranks. Lightning Wizard is also seemingly appealing. You know, it can pop, whoa, lots of Bloons. I think it's like 20 per shot, which actually is not that much, but it may seem like a lot if your opponent is never sending you a huge rush. The Ninja is also another tower that has cheap camo detection, maybe not so much camo lead, but that's what the Wizard's for. So you just have Ninja for more camo lead or camo popping power. But both of these towers share the same weakness that I just exploit over and over and over and over again. A lot of people think, oh, you can just do this, but no, you can't. So their main weakness is the fact that they just can't pop a lot of Bloons unless you spend a lot of money. Most of the time, the money is not there. Just like you want to get a Bloon Jitsu that pop a lot of money, or pop a lot of Bloons, sure, but it can't beat Riga Rainbows. Oh, so you could instead just get 3 or 4 Bloon Jitsus. Surely that'll beat Riga Rainbows, but you'll never have the money to afford it unless, you know, you're in Bonanza mode, which is why we're not talking about Bonanza mode. The Wizard is similar. I believe you need 2 Lightning Wizards if you want to beat a Riga Zebra Rush with boost. You have to beat it with boost. And I mean, sure, most people can get 2 Lightning Wizards, but that's not what kills you. First, you send the Riga Zebra Rush against 2 Lightning Wizards, and then they boost. And then with all your remaining money that you obtained by getting more cost-effective towers, you can kill them with a re-rush, maybe boosted Riga Rainbows, and 2 Lightning Wizards definitely cannot handle that. You need like 7 or 8 Lightning Wizards if you want to beat Riga Rainbows without boosting, which is just an absurd amount of money. You simply cannot do it. Here's the first victim to Riga Rainbows. I mean, what was he gonna get? Fire Wizard? That wouldn't have been enough. Bloon Jitsu wouldn't have been enough. Even if he had boost, even if he got a Flash Bomb, he just would not have had enough firepower to defend the Riga Rainbows. So why do you just have less money if you're a Ninja Wizard user? Notice how in the last game I had so much more farms than my opponent and just so much more income as well. And that's because if you start with a tower like the Dart Monkey, you can just save so much money from early game, it just snowballs into a huge advantage going into later game. Already, my opponent has a 3-1 Wizard, which I believe costs about $2,200. Compare that to my 0-2 Dart Monkey, which is about $500. I'm starting to upgrade that now, slowly but surely. But I mean, because I can upgrade this over time and don't need to just whip out $2,200 right away, I can put all that money into income instead, which is a huge advantage to me. The thing is, they absolutely do need a 3-1 Ninja if they want to beat Blues. A 2-1 is certainly not enough. Hell, this 3-1 is actually struggling. Actually, I believe it's a 3-2. They have distraction for some reason. I mean, it seems appealing, but it's not good if your tower is just completely lacking. So she has to boost to stay alive, which I mean is okay. It's alright to boost. But again, $2,200 has been spent on towers that is not being spent on Bloon income or farms. Currently I have over 400 income. This opponent definitely has less than 300, maybe 280, 290, because those red balloons are sent out. And they certainly do not have any farms. Now they have a Bloon Jitsu, which, unlike the 3-1 and the 2-1 ninjas, is even more of a money sink. That thing costs $5,500 for a single Bloon Jitsu. Plus, it can only beat greens. if you want to beat a decent sized yellow rush, you have to boost. And I mean, then you can't beat a re-rush. And, you know, that just harms you. I mean, I could have gone all out on this person to make a point, but I felt like just drilling in the whole mid game. Because, I mean, sure, you can't guarantee a win on round 8, but you can guarantee a win for mid game. Also, look at the greens and yellows just being completely obliterated on my side. That's only $1,800 worth of defense that I'm just shredding through a Bloons with. If I decide to get camo detection and a Dart Monkey, it is then $2,200 of defense compared to my opponent's $5,500 Bloon Jitsu and I guess subsequent Wizard. That's just costing you so much money. It's insane, really. So now Pink Rush really shouldn't be that much a issue on my side. Again, I'm just saving up for the whole mid-game thing. And you can just see how much less money that Jolene has than me. She's probably trying to afford the Lightning Wizard, which, I mean, you know, is probably useful to her against all these, whatchamacallit, group balloons, that kind of stuff. But it's not going to make a difference because, well, it's not affording it in time, and it's just going to cause a lot of regrowing. Even with the boost, the Bloon Jitsu and everything else is just going to die out. Let's not forget, the Bloon Jitsu only pops about 20 balloons per shot. So, while that may seem good on the surface, it's not if I send out 20 Regal Rainbow balloons, which becomes 40 zebras, 80 blacks and whites, 160 pinks, same with yellows, and not to mention the whole regrow factor, so it's probably going to become 4 times as many balloons. Like, it's just so many balloons that, you know, the Bloon Jitsu won't do anything to it. What about the Fire Wizard? The Fire Wizard is also a pretty big money sink. If you want to get a 2-3 Monkey Wizard, that costs a bit more than $6,000. You know, again, I don't know the exact numbers, but it will still lose to Regal Rainbow and Zebra Rush. Granted, they didn't boost, but don't worry, that's not the only example. You know, just in case you wanted to see the Fire Wizard losing once again, with the boosted rush. Here, my opponent's boosting, maybe a bit too late, but that could be due to the lag and the delay. It's just the Wizard does not have the popping power to deal with it. Now, let's go with a little bit more of an obscure rush as an example of how the Lightning Wizard can just screw with Regal Bloons on your side. I sent only 4 Regal Leads, and the Lightning Wizard, because it reaches all the way across the map, will hit the Bloons, but then will not hit them again, giving them a chance to regen, and there's just so many more lead balloons that my opponent just pretty much died. Here's an example of apprentices sucking against pinks. Unlike Dart Monkeys or some other towers, you can't just cheap out on the upgrades. If you want to beat pinks, you have to get the Wizard. You have to spend that over $2,000 by round 4 to defeat pinks. You can't just boost and hope to get away with it like Dart Monkeys. You have to actually spend that money. As you can see, in farms, that's just made a huge difference. I don't actually even need to sell any farms to rush. I just have leftover money and can just bomb with Regal Zebras, and as you can see, the Wizards were not strong enough. If my opponent had boosted, you know what, sure, fine, good for them. Still doesn't mean much. Anyways, here's another example of the Ninja sucking against Blues. My opponent is currently saving up for a Bloon Jitsu, but the money is just so far away. You know, in the meantime, I've adequate defense and I'm earning income, which is obviously going to pay off here. My opponent, again, with the Ninja, no Wizard this time, but a Juggernaut. Juggernaut's a good you know, tower against lots of grip balloons, but if I boost Regal Rainbows, I mean, it's just hopeless. Yeah, you probably leaked a million lives there for what it's worth. Anyways, now for a different special kind of player, one that I see a lot in Moabit, those who go Dart Farm Wizard as their third tower. Wizard's an interesting choice, substitute to Balloon Chipper or Cannon or something like that, or even Monkey Ace. People use it instead of the Juggernaut because they think it's really, you know, cheap lead popping power. And that's true. One of the main Dart Monkey weaknesses is that they do not pop lead balloons that cheaply. However, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. The Juggernaut is essential for defending mid-game rushes such as this. I'm going to just drop my opponent some group leads and group zebras, not even regrowed, not even boosted. And here, my opponent's just going to have so much trouble with it, they're going to die. If they had a Juggernaut and boosted that, they would fare much better against the mid-game rushes, because the Juggernaut pops 100 balloons per shot. And if you boost it, actually shoots pretty fast. See how 100 measures up to, you know, the 20 balloons per shot the Lightning Wizard could do, or the Bloon Jitsu can do. 100 balloons per shot is no joke, and is essential for defeating mid-game rushes. Here we have another opponent going with the Wizard instead of a Juggernaut. They could go with the Juggernaut, but they're choosing not to. They're also not going farms, which means I'll have even more of a chance to screw them over. Sometimes they can just boost and defend the rush just like this. I mean, they're going to struggle a bit, but I mean, they technically did defend the rush. Granted, that also basically cost nothing for me. I gained income from it, and now I can just basically sell my farms and come back with a regen lead into regen rainbow double rush that they won't be able to defend even with the boost. I mean, if I timed that better, I would just get the rush out before they could even boost and they just straight up die. So if you didn't catch that, I'm going to do the exact same thing again. It works against every single opponent that will go Dark Wizard. They absolutely need the Juggernauts. A lot of people don't want to get Juggernaut is because, wow, it costs like 2,600 if you want to get it to pop Camel Heads, and the Wizard's just so much cheaper. But is it really? Is it really when you just lose the game like that? I don't think it's that much a difference. Also, late game is kind of important in a game where you only can choose 3 towers, like reliably, that you don't just have your spaces filled up with junk towers. Note, if this guy did not head Wizards and just use Juggernaut for Camel Lead Bomb Power, this guy could have one more tower slot. They could get something amazing like the Monkey Ace for the Ground Zero, or the Bloon Chipper for the Super Vac, and that would defend against late game rushes that very well. So if you're one of those people who uses Wizards in conjunction with other things and is somehow capable of defending mid game rushes, they will have a much harder time defending these ZOMGs. For example, if this person went Dart Farm Wizard and just got Bomb as a 4th tower, they could have picked Bomb instead of Wizard and just have a massive army of Moab Maulers and do a lot better against these ZOMG Bloons. But sadly, they're just going to die to naturals. It's a shame. I actually wanted to defend this. So, that's about it for the games. There's more I could have shown, but didn't because they were just a little bit boring compared to the ones on screen. And it's just so many examples of just easy ways you can beat the Ninja and the Wizard. And it's just, if you try to defend with them, you just don't have the money to greed and go into late game, and you'll run out of steam eventually. Sometimes, what a lot of people can do is just go Dart Farm Wizard and maybe rush your opponent early on, so they don't have to suffer the effects of late game. I mean, that's perfectly fine, but competent opponents will know how to defend Regal Rainbows with Dart Monkeys and Bomb Towers. So really, I mean, just having the Wizard or the Ninja will not do much for you. Now, I do want to say one thing at the end of this video. If you enjoy using this Ninja Wizard, if you think it's fun or creative, you know what? All the power to you. If you want to just have fun and not care about winning, go ahead. But then you have no right to complain about Regal Rainbows because they are very much a part of the game. I feel like, instead of just throwing yourself against the wall in normal Moab Pit, you'd probably have more fun playing Bonanza mode or even just single player Bloons TD5. Like, those are modes where ninjas and wizards will shine. People have, fun playing it, and really it won't harm anyone. Because, like, I personally don't enjoy just raffle stomping a ninja and wizard user in quick battles. It's no fun just winning on round 13. I'd rather have a fun, exciting, strategic game. Kind of like this one, although this one was a bit more of a clusterfuck than anything else. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if this will change anyone's mind. I'm hoping things can be kind of civil. I'm trying not to, like, insult anyone that uses Ninja and Wizards because they do seem like appealing towers. They really do. And if you have, like, any questions or anything or any defense for those kind of towers, feel free to post it in the comment section because I'll be willing to talk with you guys. Other commenters probably will too. So thanks all you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Next video is coming up Sunday. I'll be doing some different stuff then. I know you guys might be sick of the rants by now. And also, live stream tomorrow, New Year's Eve live stream, might not be long, so be sure to arrive on time at noon U.S. Central Time. In the description, I'll add a countdown timer so you guys can figure out for yourselves when the hell to show up. I hope to see you guys all there. Peace out.